Welcome back to Crystal Beyond Labels. Y'all, I'm telling you right now, the liberals are definitely losing it. I'm going to tell you right now. They're losing it. And I'm going to tell you why. Because I can't hate someone so much. I hate them more than I love my child. That is a very twisted place to be in. And what I'm seeing right now is there's a lot of women on the left that hate Trump so much. They hate him more than they love their own children. And that's the truth. I want to show y'all this mom here, and this is coming from X. I want y'all to see this mom here on X who, after Trump stated that the Tylenol is not good for pregnant women because it may allegedly cause them problems with their pregnancies and cause autism in their children. Well, why did Trump say that? Because now this is what those women are doing. These are pregnant women that I'm about to show you. And that is demonic and evil. I want y'all to know this. So watch this.
28 weeks pregnant. You know what I'm going to take? Some Tylenol, acetaminophen. It's going to work like a charm, and my baby won't have autism.
Now that is one woman. Let me show you another one that now I'm going to show you a group of them that's doing this foolishness. Now you have to understand, I'm going to tell y'all a story about myself in a minute so that y'all could understand what I'm about to say, because these women are very different and they know nothing, but they are quick to, because Trump said something, if Trump said it, then that means it's not real in their minds. So let me share this group of women with you, because it's an onslaught of liberal women doing this. So you see, that's four other women. There's countless videos on TikTok right now of different women ever since the press conference that President Trump had with RFK Jr. and Dr. Oz and all of the different doctors that were involved in HHS. Ever since they said that autism can be caused by women taking Tylenol when they're pregnant with their children, they also spoke about different things. They spoke about things like some of the vaccinations, and not the actual vaccinations, but maybe having them all at one time and all these different things. These are the things that they discuss. But these women, because Trump said it, immediately they are going to rebel, and they're not even concerned about their children and pray and making sure that they get all that they need to be healthy. That's the crazy part about it. Let me show you some other women that are doing this mess, because I would listen. I keep telling you, it ain't just one or two women. It is an onslaught of them. Let me show you these women.
She don't know what she doing. This bitch is giving it. What the hell? Girl that wham in a circle. Don't even love make a jump.
No, they're popping these things like it's Skittles. Y'all see her? And she's pregnant. I'm talking about the orange man is not my OB. Do y'all see that? Let's see the next one. As a pregnant mom. Yep, that's what these women are doing now to show their defiance, to show their rebellion against Trump. Now, they're upset because this is what Trump stated, right? But let's see what Tylenol stated, because they keep acting like this is a Trump thing. But what has Tylenol stated? That is the key, because everybody's concerned about Trump. But let me show y'all what Tylenol said in 2017. Do y'all see what that says? Tylenol, back in 2017, July 3rd of 2017, they said, we actually don't recommend using any of our products while pregnant. Thank you for taking the time to voice your concerns today. So this wasn't a Trump thing. Tylenol said it. But let's keep going. Let's keep going because they upset with Trump. But has there been any studies? Let's see what another study that came out in 2019. Let's see what they said. Because again, Orange Man bad, right? Orange Man bad? Is that the thing? This is how demonic these people are. All they're concerned about is being against Trump. It says right here, taking Tylenol during pregnancy associated with elevated risk for autism and ADHD. Do you see what date that is? This report came out from Johns Hopkins University, November 5th, 2019. November 5th, 2019. We're in 2025. Okay? So they've been warned about this. Okay? All right. But these women, they don't care. They would rather jeopardize the health of their children than to actually say, you know what? Thank you. Because it's about trying to prove Trump wrong instead of saying, you know what? Maybe he's trying to help. This is demonic. And people have no idea how they have let Satan take over them so much. And I'm going to say it. Yes. You let Satan take over you so much. You want to prove Trump wrong so much that you will endanger the health of your child. That is sick. Let me let y'all hear this from Fox. And this was Fox Business. This was a lawsuit, a class action lawsuit that was taken out against the maker of Tylenol in 2023. Okay. 2023. I want you to listen to what is being said in this news clip.
Fox Business Alert, take a look at shares of Kenvue. They are up about 1.6%. Kenvue is the consumer products unit J&J spun off back in August. Shares hitting a one-month high at this hour after it received a favorable court ruling related to a class action lawsuit. The lawsuit claimed that exposure to Tylenol during pregnancy caused birth disorders. The federal judge in the case issued an order that will not allow the plaintiffs to present evidence for a link between prenatal exposure to Tylenol and autism or ADHD. JP Morgan added Kenvue to its focus list, saying the ruling effectively collapses the plaintiff's case in this litigation.
So there you go. The people wanted to present evidence that it links Tylenol usage during pregnancy to ADHD and autism. A federal judge, definitely one of those activist federal judges that we have running around here that don't care about the people, denied them the ability to share the evidence that proves it. So that is why the class action suit never went through. But again, what do we see? Tylenol kept warning people. It kept telling people, beware, be careful, because they're making sure that people understand that, listen, I can't be responsible for whatever happens to you when you take these things. I want y'all to hear a story that I just heard, and I'm going to verify it. A few people have verified this, but I want y'all to hear. It's a 3-minute story, but I want y'all to hear what this person says that just took place. Okay, let me speed it up just a little bit longer faster, because I want y'all to hear what she's about to say, because people are so delusional. They want to prove Trump wrong, even if it means hurting themselves and their unborn child. That's how sick and twisted people are. Let's listen to this story, y'all.
We need to have a serious talk, and this isn't going to be one of my funny videos because I don't think the shit is funny at all anymore, and you people need to cut it out. Cut it out. I just watched a video from Nicole Sorrento on her Instagram about a husband who contacted her at 4 a.m. this morning. Do you know why? Because his wife, pregnant wife, who's 23 to 25 weeks pregnant, wanted to prove that Tylenol doesn't cause autism. Guess where she is? She's in a hospital on a ventilator with liver failure, and they said she's not going to survive. Okay? I'm angry. I'm so angry for someone to be that selfish towards their unborn child. And how stupid. Every single one of you who support this, you think it's funny, you're making videos. There's nothing cute, funny. This is dangerous. I mean, to think that this is where we've gotten to, right? As a country, to think that people hate a man so much, not because they really have anything to hate him for, but because they're programmed to believe, Orange Man bad, that you would go to these levels. You know, people joke and they say Trump derangement syndrome. Let me tell you something. I'm telling you, it's real. It should be labeled a real mental illness, because I'm a mother of 3 sons, and I'm trying to put myself in the head of somebody who would do something so stupid and dangerous, knowing that they're carrying another life? I'm angry. I'm enraged. I have words. I'm at a loss for words. Stop. You. Listen, I'm praying for that woman and her child. I'm praying for her husband, for her family. Yeah, it's sad. It's really sad.
The thing that baffles me about you people who go out and do these foolishness is that somehow or the other you think that everyone has the same brain processing capabilities as you do. So you take no responsibility for the things that you put out online. There are very impressionable people who don't think things through and then think it's funny and want to be in the in crowd, the fake in crowd, and do the foolishness. And then people end up in the hospital. Your child ends up suffering because you want to prove to someone that you have no reason for hating them that they're wrong. Do you see how twisted this is? Do you not see the problem in all of this? And I'm going to tell you why this disturbs me so much. Well, first, let me share this other woman, because maybe if you hear from her, it might help you get your thoughts together. Maybe it might help y'all. Let me get her up here for you guys. And then I'm going to share a very quick personal story with y'all, because people seem to think this is funny, and there's nothing funny about this. There's nothing funny about this. And you have no idea what you're doing to your child.
Peace, family. So let's talk about Tylenol. I'm literally out here in the garden, but the timing is what it is. So why is Tylenol associated with autism? First, if you don't know me, my name is Dr. Christina Parks. I have a PhD in cellular and molecular biology from University of Michigan that was done in the Department of Immunology. And I have been studying the childhood schedule and injections for about 10 years hardcore now. So Tylenol is associated with autism because it depletes the body's major antioxidant, glutathione. Glutathione is what mops up inflammation in the body. And when the body is critically depleted of it, it either goes septic or, especially in young or premature infants, they can actually pass away. It can cause things like SIDS. So the maintenance of glutathione is extremely important. And even doing something like mom taking vitamin C as a supplement while she's nursing can be critical in helping mom and the baby to resupply glutathione. So what happens is if your body doesn't have enough glutathione, it gets extremely inflamed, and it just can't handle cellular stress. And the inflamed state of the brain is what is highly associated with neurological disorders such as autism or ADHD. Now, that said, glutathione is extremely depleted when children get injections, when your immune system is hyperactivated. So we know this even in pregnant mothers. If their immune system is hyperactivated, it could be by an injection, or it could just be by a very severe infection, like something like appendicitis, is going to cause a lot of inflammation and deplete glutathione. So it isn't just Tylenol that is going to deplete glutathione. It is any form of acute immune activation, which is going to include all of these injections on the childhood schedule. So make no mistake, this immune activation is going to deplete glutathione. And if you combine an immune activation, like a well child visit, with Tylenol, it is a double whammy, completely depleting that child's glutathione supplies and really making it very likely that the body is not going to be able to fend off brain inflammation. And so we know that many injections are associated with encephalitis. So most of the time the body can, that just means an inflammation of the brain. We know most of the time the body can get ahead of that and use intracellular things like glutathione to reduce inflammation. But if the body doesn't have those stores, that brain inflammation is going to rage on, and it is going to continually deplete the body system of things like vitamin D, vitamin A, and zinc, and glutathione, and eventually the child's body just can't handle it anymore. And some children may actually pass away. Others are going to develop all kinds of problems, including things like autism. So I hope this helps you understand why Tylenol and other things, immune activation, are associated with brain inflammation, which is one of the root causes or the causal factors in developing symptoms of the spectrum. Peace. And if you want to learn more about everything on the childhood schedule, and including the COVID injections, go to my page, vi-ta.org, vi-ta.org, and you can just scan the QR code, and you're going to have reputable, scientifically referenced information that you and your family can depend on. Peace.
So I hope that y'all heard this, because as I say, the need to say orange man bad and your hate for a man is so big that you would endanger your unborn child is crazy to me. Why do I take this so personal? I didn't know this about Tylenol. I was When I was pregnant with my daughter, I didn't know I was pregnant with my daughter. I didn't know I was pregnant with my daughter until I was 5.5 months pregnant. So I had no clue I was pregnant with my daughter. And I didn't know these things about Tylenol. I ended up getting very sick with the flu while I was pregnant. I took Tylenol cold and flu. I took Tylenol for headaches. I did all of that. Okay. Find out when I was pregnant at 5.5 months that I was pregnant. Had my daughter, and she came early when I was only 7 months pregnant. So she was only 3 pounds 4 ounces when she was born. She had to be in the hospital, all the things. I wanted to make sure, because she was so early, I wanted to make sure that she got everything that she needed, because she was already starting at a disadvantage, quote unquote, because she came out so early. So I made sure she got all of her shots. And of course, like this doctor just said, I made sure she had her shots, and I made sure she had a Tylenol and Motrin to make sure that she was good when she was getting her shots and everything. Was, they tell you, make sure that they have their Tylenol and Motrin because it helps with the reaction from the shots. Just want y'all to know that was such a tough thing for me, because my baby is on the spectrum. And I didn't even understand what the spectrum meant for her whole entire school career. I knew she was dealing with dyslexia. I knew she dealt with that. And they kept saying, because I didn't understand, I'm a young mom, new mom, that when they're saying things like processing issues, I didn't understand what they meant when they kept saying my daughter has processing issues. What they were saying is that she was on the spectrum, but the school can't fit. They cannot say that. You have to go to a psychologist. You have to go to the doctor. You have to do all this. I did not know that. So my daughter had to basically struggle all the way through her school career. And it was very difficult for her. It was very difficult for her. She didn't understand why she wasn't like everybody else. And it wasn't like she was that different. She wasn't on the spectrum where she was not nonverbal. It wasn't that it was very hard to see that there was any difference, but she processed things slower. There was forms of Asperger that she dealt with. Why am I telling you that? Why would you be so selfish that this man tells you that this can cause autism or ADHD in your child? And because you want to be so rebellious, so evil, so demonic, that you put your child in harm's way because of pride. What does the word say? Pride goes before destruction. Okay. Pride goes before a fall, because for you, it's so important to say that Trump is wrong, instead of saying, you know what? Let me look into this, because I want to make sure I want everything that is good for my child. Each one of you that have done videos like this, I honestly feel like there should be some kind of repercussions for your behavior, because you're endangering the welfare of your child. That is what you're doing. You have no idea what it's like to have to raise a child who doesn't understand why they're different. You have no idea. And to purposely try and force your child in that situation because you want to prove this man wrong, and then you turn around and find out your child ends up having that same problem, what are you going to say then? Are you going to admit when your baby sees your video online that you purposely did that because you hate that man so much? Your hate for him is greater than your love for them? Is that what you're going to say? Stop being ridiculous. Where's your common sense? Stop being so beholden to that party, that ideology, that you endanger the welfare of your children, because that's exactly what you're doing. And I don't mean to be so passionate about it. Well, I do, because I know what it's like. And it's not fair. If I could turn the hands of time back, I would have done everything possible. If I knew this information then, I would have done everything possible to give my baby a fighting chance. But y'all are like literally sitting down here and purposely trying to hurt your children. That is sick. It is sick. And I'm not going to get emotional. I feel it, and I'm not going to get emotional. But shame on all of you. That is disgusting. And y'all wonder why people say the lefties are losing it. You wonder why people say the left is radical. Y'all don't use common sense. That is not common sense. And that is hate for your child. I want you to know that. You hate Trump so much, you hate your own child. And you hate yourself, because you hear what that woman said. There's a woman now in the hospital on a ventilator because she didn't have the common sense, and she started taking the Tylenol the way y'all were, and now she has kidney failure. or liver failure. That's how much y'all hate Trump. You hate yourself and you hate your children. That's ridiculous. That is why you're not supposed to hate anybody. You're supposed to love your neighbor as you love yourself. That is all I have for y'all. That is all I have for y'all. I just pray that y'all open up your eyes and see the truth and stop being so beholden to a party, so beholden to their ridiculous demonic ideologies that you would harm yourself and your own family. Thank you and have a good night, and God bless all of you.